It is important that we develop a biblical perspective on what is fair. Fairness does not necessarily mean equal. Often, we as parents have the tendency to try to keep everything equal because we believe then everything is fair. However, if we look at God's fairness, it doesn't work that way. God makes the same generous offer to everyone, but his bounty is reserved for those who honor him. So we can see that God is fair in all that he does, but that does not mean that he is necessarily equal in what he does for each person. However, God is generous. He's generous with everyone, and therefore we should develop generosity with each of our children and with the whole world. It's important that we underscore to our children that we will be generous with all of them. But we are not under an obligation to do exactly the same thing for each one of you. At times we can slip into the tendency of wanting to cut each piece of cake exactly the same size so everything is perfectly equal. This is hard to do. Each time one of our kids pointed out that someone else's piece of cake is bigger than mine, our response was, yeah, that's right. It is bigger than yours. Isn't that great? Aren't you happy for your brother that he got a great big piece of cake? And you know what? Maybe next time you're going to have the biggest piece and everyone's going to be happy for you. We want to teach kids to think of others and develop a spirit of generosity. 2 examples from our family. First of all, braces. One of our kids needed to have braces. As you know, braces cost thousands of dollars. And so we paid that. We did not give the rest of the kids thousands of dollars to burn because we spent that money on one kid. That child needed braces, so they got them. Thank the Lord, you all didn't need braces. Another example was Christmas presents. We did not bend over backwards to make sure that all our kids had exactly the same amount of presents for Christmas, or all their presents were worth exactly the same amount of money. Now, it was close, it was similar, but we often had Christmases where one kid had 1 or 2 presents, or a few kids had 1 or 2 presents more than the other kids. And the thing that we wanted to underscore to our kids was, we're going to be generous with all of you. We're going to do good to all of you. Now, obviously, we want to make sure that it doesn't look like we're favoring one child, that one child always has the biggest piece of cake, that one child always has the most presents. But we don't want to live in a prison either of having to make everything equal all the time.